I got some new markers today.
What kind of
Some
markers?
coloured markers. Some nice. I got 24 coloured markers.
What kind of
They're-
markers?
They're dual tipped coloured markers. One's a
What
brush tip.
What the fuck does?
Can you let me explain and shut up? So they're dual tip markers. One's a brush tip at 3.75 millimeters thick, but it goes up so it's like emulates a paintbrush. The other one's 0.8 millimeters. So you got a really
but what kind of markers are they?
What do you mean? What kind of
Textures.
answer? Yeah, they're just like fucking normal markers used for drawing.
I see. So markers.
Alright.
No markers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm following you. I'm with you now. Don't worry.
I just drew Macho Donald Trump.
Oh, are you preparing your propaganda for the upcoming election?
No, I just drew like a very macho looking fucking dude, like really stylized, and then I ended up trying to do like a skin tone, but the markers aren't as pastel as I thought, so it just became orange. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? Blonde hair, there we go, done. Donald Trump.
Welcome to Soulcast.
What episode? Everyone needs to know what episode.
Soulcast episode 22. I remember when episode 10 came out. That was a milestone.
That was just about 12 episodes ago, I would say.
Damn, that's like ancient history by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Are you going to introduce us?
It's really humbling to be here with Desh and Monarch of the Soulcube team.
Hello, this voice is Dash.
Hey, and this one is possibly Monarch.
Maybe.
Well, aka Maxwell.
Yep, Max, Jade, Dash. Fuck, now I've mixed all the names up into one person. Shit. We'll be
I
fine.
better text my parents that don't come barging through my room when they come home.
Quick, set up the fucking barricades.
Uh-oh, yeah, my door's shut, but that's probably not enough.
You need at least 3 chairs on the fucking lock.
And a claymore landmine.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit excessive. Poor mum. She comes in to say hello and just gets blown to smithereens. The whole house is just cactus as well. Like,
it's a rough world.
And
who are you, host of the Soulcast?
Oh yeah, nearly forgot.
I'm the host, am I?
Yeah, we're your guests.
Yeah, you just introduced.
Yeah,
you just introduced it all.
All right. It is I'm Wolf, the resident Chad of Soulcube.
Yeah, self-proclaimed, obviously.
And if we hear us referring to him as Tom, that is Elias. Tom Wolf, the same person. Tom Wolf, Dash, Jade, and Maxwell Monarch. Boom.
Yeah, you've been around long enough to know this, hopefully. Yeah. But if you're new, then hello, you're in for a bit of a ride, because usually these things are interesting.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I'm the one who sounds like slurs their words like this. I'm like, and then you can't really understand what I'm saying. Maxwell's the one with the good microphone, and Tom is the one whose one sounds like he's in a fucking toilet. So I think you'll be fine with identifying who each of us are. And Tom, you're here because you filled out one of our guest forms.
Yep.
I'm coming to see. I'm going to go look what you've actually written on the form, but do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you wanted to come on the Soulcast in the first place?
Oh yeah. So I joined Soulcube a few months ago, like 6 months ago, because at the time I was pretty interested in game dev, and
at the time
I realized
at the time. Yeah, is this a character arc?
It's season 2 coming out soon. I haven't done game dev in a long time. We got a new member who inspired me to start doing some again.
Yes.
But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about my previous history in internet piracy.
Yes, and I don't know how legal this video is. I'm pretty sure you can talk about piracy as long as you don't, I don't know, fucking link a site in the description.
Yeah.
I
guess it's like,
here's some hot
link is
games.
in the description.
Yeah. Here's some hot torrents down in the comments below.
free Terraria 1.4.1 update in the link in the description.
No,
and in
there's
the chat
nothing.
below.
No, you'll get a virus. Yeah, the
YouTube
YouTube algorithm is probably gonna fucking pick that up and be like,
Oh.
yeah. No, but this is an interesting topic to talk about because you have two game devs here. I assume with our own experiences with the ethics of purchasing and owning video games.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have some experience in this, so I think it'll be interesting to get a discussion going. And I reckon we can kick it off if we want to.
Before we start, I'd like to say that I do not endorse internet piracy.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us here endorse internet piracy.
No, we do not.
No.
Yet
Piracy bad.
It is an interesting thing to talk about.
And this is the type of video game piracy like hopping on playing Sea of Thieves with the boys. No, kids. This is a
piracy is stealing.
I'm having flashbacks to those like ad things when you'd chuck on Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the fucking
you wouldn't steal a movie
thing. Yeah. You wouldn't steal a handbag. You wouldn't steal a TV. You wouldn't steal the movie. I don't know why. I just associate that with Star Wars: The Clone Wars because that's one of the movies that I used to watch a lot, and that was like the first one that I saw with that had that ad rather. And
I grew up on like this copy of like Cars, like the original Cars, and that had like the anti-piracy ad at the start. So that's what's is closely associated with the ad for me. Yeah, and it had like music on the back, like.
Yeah, I used to always groove out to it. I didn't care about what it was talking about. I was like, "Fuck yeah, this rocks." No, there was one. It was very similar to that. It was like a kids' film when I was growing up, and it had the cover art to Happy Feet, and it was like talking about burning discs,
and it burns,
and it was like fucking Australian. On fire, and I was like traumatized because it was like the fucking penguins, like just like the picture of it burning and like shriveling up. I'm like, no.
I do remember that. But you don't see. It's not like you see much of that. I don't think the anti-piracy campaigns are really something that we see a lot anymore. Anyway. Yeah, like I remember, agree. when films and stuff were getting real big, like Blu-ray and shit. They had those big pushes, and I guess they've just
it's really interesting as we move further into the digital age that sort of awareness is actually lessened. It's becoming less and less.
I know. I don't know why. Because I mean, most of like the film media stuff is all like streamable now, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, look, that's not fucking hard to pirate either. You just chuck on a screen record, and there you go.
Put it on Google Drive.
Yeah, it's literally easier than ever to pirate shit now. And there's not really much. I guess awareness around like campaigns against it.
No.
And I guess maybe just the government's just like, and the companies are just like, fuck it, we literally cannot stop it. So.
But also, I find that I think there's like a lot of there's like a lot more ways to counter piracy as it's happening. So like, I think with the internet now, you can easily find copies of a film online and just use fucking legal powers and just get the host or whatever, or take action and get the site taken down. Because I think with piracy now, there's like a little while ago, Google had something now where if you look up something that's to do with piracy, it'll have it'll mention the sites that have been removed or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like at the top, or at the bottom, I can't remember. It was ages ago when.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It does that with all sorts of topics.
And I'm guessing that's going to be automated to a degree, because I don't think people would go hunting around like that and just flag them. I think it would be just a systemic check.
Yeah. Do you think that it should be on the people producing the media to put in anti-piracy measures, or should it be the whatever's delivering the content should be legally responsible?
You see with companies like Disney and Nintendo, that when the company's in charge of handling that, they can be really fascist about it.
Interesting.
But if you look at games, companies like Sega or I'm not sure, Bethesda maybe. Um, you notice that they're pretty chill about it, and I guess they leave it to the platform that's providing it.
Yeah, it's like in the sense of games that there are measures you can put into the game to like make it like piracy resistant, right?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, so
And I don't know
um,
if that should be a standard that developers should be having to account for.
so there was that's an interesting topic, and I'm actually glad you brought it up because that was a topic that I did want to address in my thing today. Is that there are many different ways to combat piracy in the game. Um, you see with games like Spyro for the PlayStation, and there was a game dev game where you had to launch a game on the internet, and in both instances, if you'd pirated if you'd pirated the game, um, in Spyro the game corrupted beyond a certain point, and you had to restart it all over again.
Yeah.
Um, and in the game dev game, all of your games would fail because of internet piracy in the game. It was sort of like ironic.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and sure, that's a really nice way to get back at the pirates. Teach them a lesson.
Yeah, and it's
But you
I know a lot of
you
I think games like games that you have to like make fucking accounts for usually are like measures
yes.
that
So
developers can take.
Yeah.
that's the next step. Is I think there's ways that there's ways that pirates can circumvent that, especially with Pyro.
Yeah.
Sorry, Spyro for the PlayStation. All you had to do was change the way the emulator worked, and you could do it pretty. You could play the game normally, but especially with games that use Steam multiplayer, you basically can't do multiplayer unless you have the actual game on Steam.
Yeah, and then that comes into the account of like when people fucking just pirate the key. And now you've got a fucking key and the copy of the game is
Uh,
legitimate, but the way you've
Yeah.
obtained it is.
Yeah. That's
well,
true.
I haven't seen that quite as much as in my experience.
You know, it's much harder to
Usually,
pirate a Steam key than it is to fucking chuck a game on a USB and throw it on Google Drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
I remember in like year 7, one of my mates had like a computer that he like bought off the school, and they had it like locked down so you couldn't install anything. And we really wanted to play fucking League of Legends together, so I tried putting the whole thing on like a USB and just fucking plugged it into his computer and just chucking the whole thing on there. It didn't work, but
Oh, that
we
sucks.
tried our best.
Could you like play it
Mm.
from the USB? Like the USB is like the drive that you.
No, there was
Like
like
game
one
on.
file missing for some reason.
Ah, shit.
I don't know why.
Mm.
That was
Right,
fucking
thought
weird
of it.
though. Yeah.
They've gone nope.
But I mean, I've never pirated a game myself. I've never really even felt the need to pirate a game. Like the games I play are like range from like, $5 to $50. I rarely go over 50 Australian bucks.
Mm.
And like
Yeah.
I don't really have the need to do that. And maybe that's just like, I guess, privilege that I can afford that. But
Yeah. True.
if you think about how much hours you get out of a game and how much you can work for minimum wage for it, I think most.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think
definitely,
most
goes
games
down.
are appropriately priced, especially indie games,
Mm.
Yeah.
because that is the reason for piracy, right? We only that the reason people pirate is they don't have to pay money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a-
So that's I guess that's sort of the important topic. The reason that I'm on here in the first place is the relationship between piracy and indie developers.
Yeah, and I mean,
and
obviously,
the way
if you pirate a fucking EA game, it's not going to impact
if you pirate
anyone, right?
if you're pirating a $200 Paradox game, then that's probably not going to kill anyone. Whereas if you're pirating, say, Stardew Valley 1.0.0, like when it first came out, you probably cost that man his lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah, it all comes.
I don't know. That's why it's a fucking touchy subject in for a lot of indie devs. Because people just fucking openly talk about like piracy and shit, or like allude to it in like the server. It's like, hey, you do realize there's a indie
Yeah,
game
you just
development
like,
server
in our turf.
Yeah.
Just talking, like yeah. No, I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I don't know if I've like pirated a game like willingly like pirated one like knowing that I'm like stealing it, because I remember back in like year 7-8, I think I went on to like G2A a little bit, because I was like, oh yeah, cheap games, I'm still buying it, that's fine, right? But I didn't really like understand the whole like legitimacy. I didn't really go into it and stuff, and it's like really shady. Like it's gotten more shady since it started now.
Yeah, do you wanna
Usually like
do you want to explain to everyone what
so
G2A is?
yeah, if you don't know what G2A is, it's basically a third-party game market online, and you can buy like keys for games and stuff for Steam or like Origin or whatever, and they're
Oh, wow.
usually cheaper than like the actual like respective original like listings of the game. So it's it's like, oh, buy games cheap off here, whatever, and you still get like the whole game because you just punch it into Steam or whatever. But like, because I didn't really think about how the keys ended up there. I just thought people would like get them on sale or something and like resell them. I didn't really think about the whole
Yeah.
like legitimacy or like the ethics behind it and stuff. But a lot of the time, people just like pirate like or like get cracks and stuff for it, and they just get like a bunch of game keys and like resell it. So it's like worse than piracy because someone else profits from it, not the actual developers or the publishers.
Yeah.
And I think there was like a survey put out like because it's all like changed and shifted over the years, but there was like a survey put out a little bit ago, and like a lot of game devs actually would prefer you just to pirate the game straight up, then go on to G2A. I mean, but piracy is still shit. Like, don't fucking do that. But like that's how bad G2A is now. And it's received like a lot of flack over the years. Yeah, I think it's gotten a bit worse than it used to be, but yeah, I don't touch that anymore. And I don't know, I think maybe like the most malicious things I've done was back when I was in primary school, and I found this little fucking this like little fucking funny to do with them on my iPad, where when you'd make your own Apple ID with like off of one of those Apple gift cards, and you'd just top it up every so often, but you see like a little game there, and it's and it's 99 cents, and you want to get another game, and it's like $1.99. You're like, oh fuck, I only have like $1 on this card. I want to get both the games. What do I do? All right, here's a. Actually, no, they'd both have to be like under the total balance you have. But what you could do is that you could buy the game, go into your emails, get the receipt out, go into Apple support, refund the game once you downloaded it, and then bada bing, bada boom. That's probably the most malicious thing I've done.
Man.
So,
and I was in like
That's quite
year
a
4.
start.
I'm like, fucking.
Yeah, this is the start of a fucking
the start of a crippling addiction.
yeah.
Yeah. I never went much further than that though, luckily. But I still feel like a fucking scumbag. It's so low. I'm just like, yeah, $1. I can't afford that. Mum won't let me have it. I'll just $10 gift card goes a fair way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like games like, see, this is why I think itch as a fucking platform is like fundamentally a step down from Steam.
Yeah,
It's
there's
'cause
like
literally
no...
you go into itch, fucking buy the game, you can download it. I can literally just put it on Google Drive. Like if I go into itch, any of the games that I can probably just look up something Google Drive, and it will fucking be there. Because like,
Although like I guess the whole idea about itch though is it's like dedicated for
it is all
indie
the
games.
devs,
So yeah, I guess like if you are browsing through itch, I guess you are to a degree dedicated for the scene. But then again, of course, you'd get like the fucking bad apples who go in there and go, okay, itch, let's browse. What's this game? It's fucking $2. All right, Google Drive time, and they just have
Especially-
to try to find it. But
Especially since itch did the BLM $5 deal a long time ago, where they gave out thousands and thousands.
yeah,
of,
the amount
games.
of like Celeste fucking pirate like copies there must be on the internet right now. It
Oh
would
my
be like
gosh, yeah.
ridiculous. Like I think
Talking about the Google Drive, using sharing platforms to share games that you've downloaded. Um, I would say that I've bought a game, obtained a legitimate copy, and done something similar to that, and given it specifically to a friend rather than to a mass audience. There's a bit of a I feel like there's a bit of an ethical difference between giving it specifically to a single person
yeah.
as
I mean,
opposed to providing it.
it's obviously still illegal, but there is like
Mm.
an ethical difference because it's like if you had a hard copy of a game, right? You give it to your mate you lend it to your mate.
Yeah, I can give someone my copy of original Halo for Xbox, and they can play it. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So then what's the difference between? You reckon doing the same thing with like, mate, like if I have a copy of a game and I fucking finish playing it, and then I just send it over to Maxwell. Here's the executable file, bro. All right, here's the game. Like, why is that different to, I guess, buying a book, reading the book, and fucking giving the book to Maxwell to read?
Yeah,
And I think that's
and
the problem with the digital age.
and I think that in itself is an interesting topic on the front of piracy. So a long time ago, my brother had been gifted a copy of a legitimate hard copy of Civilization 4, and it was a beautiful game at the time. And
Yeah.
we were moving house, and we threw out the computer that had the disc in the drive.
Oof.
And
Well done.
a few years later, I won't say how long ago it was quite a while ago, I downloaded illegitimately a copy of Civilization 4.
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself,
Mm.
what's the go there? Would I have received support from, how can Sid Meier's, the I don't know what the company is that manages Civilization.
Hang on,
What
let's
could
see.
they have done for? How could they have monitored an individual with a claim like that?
Well, they can't, right? Imagine if they started taking shit like that. It's like, fuck, I kind of guys,
Yeah.
I threw out my copy of fucking
like-
Civ 4. Can you guys hit me up?
Can you send me a free copy?
So basically,
know?
Activision.
know.
On launch day, I bought the newest Call of Duty game. Anyway, tragically, I left it in the old PC. I went to the tip yesterday. I mean, okay, I know the game came out two days ago, but you reckon you could call me a free coffee? Like, I'm not trying to snitch or anything. I'm not trying to scab you. I'm just being purely honest with you. Just come on, be a bro. Like,
Hey,
I think there's like a line. There's a, they have to
Yeah,
draw.
like that's what I'm saying is there's certain things that are difficult to manage, and the sort of the self-management of that is difficult.
Yeah, and it's
Like-
like I mean, like, what if you had like a Steam account with like a fucking
Yeah,
million
exactly. A
games on
Steam
it, and then
account
you-
with like thousands of games on it.
yeah, and what if it gets like hacked or something? And
And-
then fucking, are you just like ethically not allowed to fucking play those games ever again unless you pay another like $2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a thing like a while back where I wanted to watch a movie that I hadn't seen in ages, right? And I had the disc for it, like in my house, but I had no disc drive for my computer at the time. And I don't know where the portable one was. And I had the disc and I go, I can't play this because we don't even have like a TV, right? Because like back then we had like a monitor that we just plugged Netflix into, and I was like, oh, bam, television. But so like, yeah, we had like no player, and I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? And I ended up like torrenting it or something, but I still had like the fucking disc with me. So
That's
effectively,
exactly right.
so like effectively, I still
You had the right to watch the movie.
yeah, I just couldn't do it in an ethical way, but it still was. I don't know. It was kind of like a little weird thing. But
Yeah, look, I think if you've
If you-
paid
that was
for
a
it-
way of like justifying
If
it
you've
for
paid
myself.
for the license to watch the movie, do you have the right to watch it through any means?
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like supporting any like piracy organizations like G2.
You're like on that G2O.
G2A, yeah. No, I was even cranking ad blocker, so no revenue from me, thank you.
Man. Well, see, it's such a fucking bizarre thing, because like the way that they ethically sort of like compared it when like the digital age came with what is the word I'm looking for? Intellectual property, right?
Yeah.
When that went digital, they tried to do that comparison stuff with real life stealing, and
Yeah,
while that
handbag
is
type
true
shit.
for a lot of it is it's a different environment, like digital digital
So-
goods.
thing.
Like a digital
that's
copy
something-
of a game
Go on.
is pretty different to a fucking like my Fogmound Travels Thenelius book, right?
Exactly. So that's something that I
It's
saw
just-
interesting recently on a Twitter post. A cinema has to pay to show a movie, but a streamer on Twitch doesn't have to pay to show a game
Yeah.
that they're playing.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I
'cause-
think like.
Uh,
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
you
go.
go. You
All right, back to what like you were saying, Dash, is like the whole idea of like having the early advertisements about like piracy and stuff for intellectual property was, I think it's just to have it comparable, because like back then it was such a new thing that like
It's
the
a
whole
new
idea
concept.
of like taking someone else's little fucking internet thing, it was it's kind of hard to grasp, like the whole idea about comparing something physical. It was just like a lot easier to like convey that whole moral and.
Well, I think intellectual property laws are like super fucking old, aren't they? Like they
Yeah,
have.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just mean like in like under like the new medium of like the internet and stuff,
Yeah.
or like stealing.
I think all the
like-
laws are still rolling off how the world used to be, right?
Yeah, I don't think they've changed like fundamentally for quite a while.
And now they're trying to adapt it to this whole new world
Yeah.
of like ownership, and it's a bit incompatible.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about what Tom was saying before with like the cinema, like Twitch stuff. There are some like developers who are full, like to use the fucking adjective, but full fascist about who they're
Well, we
allowed.
talked about that about Nintendo.
Yeah, like you can't. Some people are really lenient, like, oh yeah, stream our game, post videos about the game, etc., etc. Some are like fucking
Yeah, because it's like advertisement, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a matter of how you view streamers and like what their purpose is for it.
But especially,
And I guess
where you go, Tom.
advertisement is sort of it's controversially the birth of piracy.
Yeah.
Doom, the original Doom game, was given out as a shareware copy that was completely free. You could share it with anyone you wanted. You could copy it, download it, whatever. But it was only a demo. And lots of people played the demo, and they shared it, and they played it, and it was great. It was great advertisement. A lot of people got hooked on Doom, but there were also a lot of people who played the demo and said, "This isn't enough. I have the game. Why can't I
They
play
got
the
hungry.
rest?" They got hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that's what I think that's sort of like offering your game up to those streaming services like YouTube and Twitch and that multimedia content for people to like do let's plays and stuff. I think that really heavily impacts lots of like visual novel games or like walking sims, because like if
Yeah.
you watch someone play like a full playthrough, fucking chances are you're not going to go and buy the game. It's probably like $20
Exactly.
and have the like similar experience, right? And that's a really big hit to a game like Firewatch. Most people I talk to about Firewatch, they haven't even fucking played the game. They've just watched someone else play it.
Exactly.
Um,
I'm guilty of that. I watched a YouTuber play through Firewatch, and it was an absolutely beautiful game. I would go and buy it simply because I've had the experience.
yeah.
I feel like I've cheated them by watching someone else play it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
by that.
because it's a lot different to you compare it to a game like an online game, right? You watch,
Yeah.
you
Like
watch,
Skyrim.
yeah,
Yeah, like where the experience is, trying to, like fight this or like explore here or, do like this quest or like get this
Yeah,
achievement.
it's like,
and
oh
stuff.
shit,
And that's-
I
and
want to
that's-
go get the game and experience my own like fucking
Yeah,
quests.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
do it yourself, like
Yeah.
play it yourself. But yeah, because Firewatch and like other story games like that, the experience is the story itself, and you can experience the story without even playing. Well, sort of half-ass
Yeah,
experience.
it's a
the
hard
story
because
without
that's the
playing
problem. Now you've had this half-ass experience of like
it. So
what.
you've kind of
what
like
it been.
sold yourself short as well, as
Yeah.
well as selling the
Yeah.
devs short, I guess. But yeah, I totally get what you mean. And I agree. It's a very very
Absolutely.
like touchy and complex thing with the whole Twitch thing. Yeah.
And it's especially hard for that sort of game when it's an indie developer. Like, say, if EA made a walking simulator and people streamed it, then I couldn't really care less.
Yeah.
But say say Concerned Ape came out, or Soulcube, even if you guys came
Yeah.
out and made Firewatch, what's the where do you draw the line?
I don't know. I would. Max, would you ever censor the fucking use of the shit we make?
I don't know.
I don't think I would.
I guess how would you even?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I think it's just stupid, right, to go through all that effort just to.
And then you look like a fascist.
Yeah.
as Tom said before.
Yeah. So I think
It's hard.
yeah, it's tough, but I mean, maybe that's a reason why that lots of those like walking sim games find it like pretty hard to get off their feet, because you all know like the big ones, right? But then I'm sure there are heaps that are being made that you've never fucking heard of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask, what do you guys think about pirating content? So like not just games, but like content, so like movies and stuff. That's actually completely unavailable to obtain legally in your area. So like if something's region locked.
Ooh.
Because I remember, I think I mentioned this before on the podcast like a few episodes back, but the devs for Hotline Miami and Hotline Miami 2, Denaton Games and Devolver, because HM2 is banned in Australia. Like there's like laws against it or whatever. It's too taboo apparently, and they've literally gone, if you live in Australia, pirate it, just because otherwise we won't be able to get profit. But at least you can, at least you can experience it, what we've created. And if you enjoy Hotline Miami 1, then yeah, go for it. Like, we're not having a loss. At least you're gaining something, and I totally agree with that.
So there's a similar issue with Nintendo with a lot of their old games for the really old consoles. You can't buy remade versions of those old games. You can only buy them on antique stores on eBay, like that aren't even benefiting Nintendo.
Yeah.
For the original console, and the fans have come out to Nintendo. I don't remember when, but they said, "Can you guys please remake these games? We want to buy them again." And Nintendo said no.
Yeah.
And it's a similar issue with games not being available in your area.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I wanted to watch the other night. I wanted to watch Pink Floyd's The Wall, and I wanted to watch Fantastic Planet, and they were fucking both region locked. I was like, bro.
Yeah. I think a little while ago I was trying to find Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker, like the film, fucking region locked.
Oh yeah,
like everywhere. I'm like, are you serious? I don't even know how
Seriously.
I got to watch it. I think
All of his movies
I
are region locked.
I either used a fucking VPN on Amazon Prime, or I think I just pirated it. I can't remember. I spent so long trying to find it. Even YouTube, it was unavailable. And I was like, you fucking
Yeah,
kidding me?
I'm fucking willing to throw money at these fucking things, but
So am I, yeah.
you literally cannot get it. And like that whole thing of like the old things like being made like unavailable anymore. Like I know Magic the Gathering has like a thing called a reserve list.
Oh yeah.
And like back in fucking when Magic was like I don't know how old they were, maybe 5 years old, 10 years old. They were like, they signed this fucking stupid ass contract that was like, oh, we're never going to reprint these cards again to reserve the value of them for those who have been collecting them. Alright? That was fucking like...
Is that how that works?
Yeah, that was like 20 years ago, right? So you imagine how fucking expensive those cards are now.
That explains so much.
Yeah, that's why vintage, the format where you can use the old cards, are so expensive. It's because they're literally legally bound that they can't reprint them.
That's why you can pay off your house mortgage and your college debt off of Magic cards.
Exactly.
Inherited from your dad.
It's so stupid, and that's why people like have they have these things called like proxies. Like they just fucking fake a Magic card just for the sake of like the gameplay.
So I watched a video on proxies, and the guy taught you how to make a really nice proxy, and he said when you make a proxy, always put the word proxy on the card.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
yeah,
just stealing.
Yeah, you are stealing. Yeah. It's like because it's a different kind of stealing. But it's all piracy. It's all theft.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Which I guess brings us back to game piracy and indie developing communities. So recently, I put out a survey to a non-indie developer community and to an indie developer community.
Yeah.
And there were 4 answers that you could choose from. It was a multiple choice question. The first choice was piracy is a crime and I don't do it. The second choice was piracy is a crime and I do it but I don't like it. The third choice was piracy is a crime but I don't care that it's a crime. And the I do it but I don't care. And the last answer is it shouldn't be a crime. Now, in both communities, I did not receive a single answer that said it's a crime and I don't do it.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Look, what does the second one read word for word?
It's a crime and I don't do it.
No, the other one.
Sorry.
I don't like it, right?
It's a crime and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's the one I picked. Because I think at some point in the past I would have, pirated a film or something. I don't pirate games, but if there's a massive film and I fucking cannot get it in my region, then at that point you got to do something. So that's why I picked it's a crime and I don't like it.
My answer is also it's a crime and I don't like it. But I'm here because I can't say that I haven't done it.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think I would have the same answer. I didn't do the survey, but yeah, I'm standing with you guys.
So the first you were talking about, sorry, was it League of Legends?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. That was the first game you ever pirated. The first game I had ever received was a pirated copy of Plants vs Zombies.
Oh, Pog.
It was probably 2007. Yeah. And man, that was absolute banger of a game. And at the time, I didn't even realize that this was a game that I stole. It was stolen. I didn't realize that at the time. I just thought
I received pirated Minecraft back in probably like the same year.
Oh,
no,
actually, yeah, no, I think I had pirated Minecraft too.
I would have been around 7. So my bad. And yeah, I think I got like pirated Minecraft because my friend, who was like 2 years older than me, came over and was like, "Oh no, you got to get this USB, chuck it in here, go into your %, go do this, all this bullshit." And I was like, "Well, this is sick," but I couldn't play multiplayer.
Yeah, same. That's the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I had this outdated version of Minecraft. I didn't even at the time. I don't think I could contemplate because I was pretty young. I didn't even contemplate that this was a stolen copy of a game.
Yeah, same here.
So we used to do that as well. We used to have a friend's copy of it. It wasn't pirated, but it was a friend's copy of it, and that you could also get into the ethics of is that stealing as well because we were talking about that before.
Yeah.
But we didn't get multiplayer either.
Big sad. And I couldn't like update it or anything.
I think it was that and Plants vs Zombies that got me started on this idea that I can have games if someone has them. If I can get them, I can have them. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sort of evolved. I think the first game that I ever downloaded on my own choosing was must have been, it was a new, so I didn't download any games for a while after I got Plants vs Zombies and Minecraft. But then when I moved schools, I found a pirated copy of Stardew Valley on a USB.
Okay.
And I still
Like
wasn't in the
found, like-
mindset.
Like what, you just found the USB and it had Stardew Valley? Or what?
Yeah, yep.
Damn, you were.
Yeah, look, is that fair game? Because if you like find like a book,
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
lying
trying
on
to
like
think
the street or something, is that fair game? Is that your book now?
It's like finding $5 in like the
Yeah.
like under like a table or something, or like in the street.
Well, if
like,
you-
that's yours.
If you
'cause it's-
find a bag of cocaine, are you legally allowed to snort it?
But
know.
well, legally you can't snort it anyway.
yeah, it doesn't matter if you bought it or not.
You can't have it.
I think the point is that a pirated game is stolen. There has been a crime committed. It's like a stolen car. If you legally purchase a stolen car, you can still have it confiscated
Yeah,
without any sort of compensation.
that's true.
That's true. That's why you go to court and you go, "Oi, this man."
Oh
Take
yeah,
my money.
yeah. That's why the parallel doesn't work. It's not the same as like finding a fucking book on the street. It's the same as finding a fucking like stolen bloody like laptop on the street.
If you found a stolen book, you couldn't read it.
Yeah. And then, yeah, if you find a pirated version of a game, you know that it has been stolen already.
Mm. And I
guess
think
this-
at that
this is
time,
why they have-
Oh, but at that
court
point, if it's
lawyers and
already
shit.
stolen, then what
Yeah.
harm does it do to play the game, you know? Oh, shit. Fuck.
Oh shit. The legal system.
think-
Fuck.
at that time, I didn't really care. You know, I was probably about 12. I didn't even know that it was an indie game. I probably would have had a different mindset if I'd realized it was just one guy making his lunch money, you know, his living off of this game.
Yeah.
And then I think the first game that I ever downloaded on my own tuition was an update for Stardew Valley, because I got 1.0.0 on that USB, and then I saw that you could get mods for it, and I was like, oh damn, that's crazy! I'll get mods. So I downloaded 1.2 point something,
Oh, you're going to hell now.
and then I found a bunch of crazy games, and really there was a few months of my life there where I downloaded an immense amount of games. But that has been a long time ago, and I think the last time that I've downloaded a game was an update for a game that I previously downloaded.
He's broken free. He's broken free.
Yes.
And
The
then
arc.
and the character arc completes itself.
Season 1 is over.
Nice.
Well,
Well.
did you have more stuff you wanted to chat about, Tom, or is that a good closing point for at least this episode?
Well, I guess if you guys,
This
if
segment.
we've had enough content for today, then I think that's a good.
I think it is. I
point.
think it's a good time to wrap up. We'll probably have you on again in the future too, because it is an
Alright,
interesting topic.
maybe
It would be nice to.
There's a lot of
yeah,
stuff. to
It'd be
talk
nice
about,
to
yeah.
grab you on with. I know some other members of that community who have some pretty strong opinions about piracy. It'd be nice to get them on a nice debate.
If you want to throw the graphs that I sent you on if you can do visuals on the
Yeah, I can.
on the podcast
Yeah.
yeah.
No worries.
Sweet.
All right. I don't reckon we'll cover like the Tell Us Tuesday and stuff. It doesn't really flow well.
What
from we're
about
talking
covering the merch?
merch?
Oh, yeah. This is a nice surprise.
As
Absolute
of
pog.
recording this video, afterwards we're pressing the go button on our
Yes.
merch front. Max, what do you want to talk about? What you've done?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. So
really fast.
basically, alrighty, speedrun, 80% explain the merch. Okay, so basically, a little while ago, I made this little funky Soulcube pattern, or like this little funky Soulcube thing to go on a shirt. And like we bought a couple like a little while ago. You know, not really to be, you know, given out everywhere or like being able to be purchased everywhere. Anyway, fast forward, I get the same thing. Go onto Redbubble.com, make an account, make shirts or not make shirts. Upload the design, have them make shirts. We have, you know, plenty of stuff to choose from. Different patterns now, different symbols and like I can't think of the word, just designs, I guess. And yeah, hop on to Redbubble. There's probably going to be like a link somewhere in the description, maybe by the time this finishes, to another video that Desh just finished editing today.
Yep, there will.
Oh my gosh.
There will.
Anyway, so yeah, you can find some pretty cool shirts. We have like 3 shirt designs. You can get sticker designs from our previous game or one of our previous games. And yeah, they're nice designs, if I do say so myself. You know, it's through Redbubble, so the quality is fantastic. You know, they have all their good policies for like returns and stuff too. So if you screw up,
if you
don't worry.
fuck up your size, you can send it back. And
I've seen a sneak peek of some of this fabled merch, and it is absolute on fleek.
Oh,
awesome! Here we go.
Here we go.
Got the anecdote.
Eyewitness account.
Yep, and there'll be more coming too. So yeah, if you don't like what you see, then you gotta have a see some other time. You might like something.
Exactly.
It's always changing, always adapting, always evolving. You gotta keep on top of it.
Fucking stay on the ball.
Yep.
Eyes open.
Absolutely love it.
All right. I think with that, thanks for sticking around.
That's a good wrap.
Comment section, you know, comment on some of the stuff we said around piracy, because all of it, obviously legally, all of it's fucking not allowed. Right?
Yeah, don't incriminate yourself.
Yeah. All of it's not allowed, but you know, ethically, there's a lot of gray area around this whole digital world.
There's gray area and there's gray area and there's controversy.
Yeah. So it is an interesting point of debate.
Yes.
We'll remember all the links for socials and everything are in the description. Join the Discord server.
Oh, the gazoos here now. Look out.
This is like the distorted version of myself. Is what I'm saying legible or not?
Semi-legible.
Semi-legible. Everyone head down to the description. Join the Discord server and follow our socials. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in episode 23.
Woohoo.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Peace.